to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Oh, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, get ready for the Forward Academics Kids Education Act. I already messed it up. I'm going to try that again. Sorry.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, get ready for the Forward Academics Kids Education Act coming up here towards the end of the month, and I'll get you the details of all that. And what store did God himself tell to stay open? And this week in Mountain Dew, and also can't work out, let's work in, and so much more here on DeaconLive. All these topics will be discussed during the show. Well, welcome. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you surviving? And you know what I like to do? And I think now's another good time to do it. You know, put your hands up over your head. Breathe in. Big stretch. Relax. And welcome. Welcome to DeaconLive. Have you completely torn your hair out yet? You're doing the things with the kids at home all the time and trying to juggle whatever job that you have that you're allowed to work from home, or you're trying to get online and punch in all the numbers to the government website that allows you to get I forget what check it is, but where you can qualify for unemployment. Your self-contractors out there, your 1099s, your I-910s or whatever, all those out there, those ID 10T form or something like that. Figure that one out, guys. That's an old joke. But for the most part, I mean, everyone's having a hard time logging onto these websites. And I see a lot of people that are having to homeschool their kids and teach the kids. You know, I failed pre-algebra. I'm trying to teach my kid, pre-algebra, which I failed. So, I mean, that's going on. So I feel for all of you. I don't have any children. My wife doesn't have any children. Between the two of us, we don't have any children. It's just me and her here at the Franch. And so I don't, I see your pain, because I remember being a kid, and I forget what grade it was, but my parents took me out of school for like 2 weeks in November, before we got these big long breaks, back before schools had roofs on them. No, but I remember my mom and dad took us to North Carolina. Ironically, I ended up living here from Florida. So we went from Florida to North Carolina for 2 weeks and stayed in the mountains. I forget where we were, just to see snow. And I had a stack of paper, this big, for homework. And I had to do that every day. But anyway, so I digress. You can give us a call here at the station at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time in the Queen City studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in this beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Make sure you follow us on all our social network pages, and the way you do that is to go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. We are the flagship for that station, and what that means is we send all our viewers, our listeners, all that stuff to the Prophet Radio website, and they play all the music rejoins and stuff in between during our breaks and stuff here at DeaconLive. And we're going to do a couple things, a little bit more interaction between the DeaconLive show and the Prophet Radio website. So make sure you put that in your favorites somewhere, on your phone, on your tablet, on your PC and stuff. And one of the great things about going to the Prophet Radio website, what's that, Deacon? Is that there's a little blue tab that pops up on the main landing page when you go to the station website that says "Be Heard," and when you click on that, it actually opens up a little microphone on whatever device that you're using, and you can literally just text a message or something like that straight here to the studio. thing wants to fucking sit on my fucking thing. What the fuck was I talking about? That you're using and station website that says "Be Heard," and when you click on that, it actually opens up a little microphone on whatever device that you're using, and you can literally just, text a message or something like that straight here to the studio. How's my hair look? Looks good. And you can do all this being completely anonymous, which is great. And I want to hear from all you guys. I want to hear how you're dealing with these situations, how you're getting through this mandatory quarantine or stay at home during these times. So one of the things, and do that when you go to the radio station. Now, one of the things that we do here at the Franch, it's a never, now it's springtime, so it's a never-ending battle as far as, keeping the property maintained, keeping the property well-groomed, 20-some-odd acres. We actually sit the house and the physical property that we have, that we physically look at every day. How would you say it? Accessible is about 7 acres. So I've got in between the barn, the house, the barn, all the other outbuildings that we have, there's a lot of maintenance. And when I say maintenance, just regular groundskeeping, like mowing the lawn and knocking the big weeds down. Oh, I'll get those weeds next week, or I'll get the big, the overgrowth over there next week. Well, next week turns into 2 weeks, and by any in a short amount of time, you've got a big tree out there that used to be a weed. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here at the Franch on a daily basis that we have to do. Well, that I have to do. My wife does a lot. She takes care of the horses. Don't get me wrong. She takes care of the horses, grooms them, does all that stuff. I have now started to clean out the chicken houses. I swore I was never going to do it, but it's inevitable to get through these times, and I was going to do it anyway. So, anyways. So if you follow us on the Facebook page, some of you were making fun of my lawnmower deck, and I've got a lawn tractor that's got a mounted deck underneath the mower. One of the welds, I've had it for about 6 years. I bought it from someone who had about a year, and one of the welds that holds the deck to the actual main frame of the lawnmower was breaking. And when I say breaking, I didn't realize it until I had to change the big belt, because the belt snaps on it all the time. It's a horrible design. There's a design flaw. Whoever made the Husqvarna 54, whatever model I have. But the belt snaps all the time. At least twice a year I got to replace that belt. I know there's probably something wrong with the spindles and stuff, but anyways, I had to fix the weld up underneath the thing. And normally I have a welder. When I say a welder, a physical man, a man who is a welder. And he would come over, and tack a couple welds on it and stuff, and then he'd be out about his day. He would come over and weld a couple spots on my trailer and on about his day. Well, he's on house quarantine, and he's not allowed to leave the house. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, how am I going to fix this thing? Well, you know what? I remember back in my high school days, and I had an old Volkswagen Beetle, 1970 Volkswagen Beetle, and anytime something broke or something, to metal snapped or anything like that, and you wanted to fix it, you used JB Weld. Well, I used some JB Weld on it, and I was like, well, I need metal flashing, and how do I do that? I need some metal to hold this stuff together, because JB Weld's only going to hold up for so long. And so I'm sitting there and I'm cutting this tin can with a Dremel, cutting out a nice square panel. And my wife, she's sitting there mixing up the JB Weld, and I slap it on the crack, huge crack, huge. Slap it on the crack, and then I mount the can with self-tapping screws, and I screw it all together and stuff, and it holds. Holy mackerel! It's better than, well, it's not better than an actual arc welder on there, but for the most part, it held, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like going, look, it's not sagging to one side. When I was mowing, it's a 54-inch cut. So when I would make a turn, it would literally like dig into the corner because that side of the deck was a little looser than the rest of the deck. So I'm having a great day. I'm out there, I'm mowing one of the pastures, and I'm mowing it. I'm having a great day. Go up and down and turn around. And the great thing is I can listen to podcasts and other news outlets and shows and stuff that I get on outlets that I get all my information from to do the DeaconLive show and regurgitate it back to you. The tractor itself, the lawnmower itself, lawn tractor, it's not a lawnmower, it's a lawn tractor, has a DC cigarette lighter output on it, 12 volt. So I can plug a phone charger in it, plug my phone in, and set it up on the dash or up underneath one of the vents of the actual lawn tractor. Here we go. So I'm mowing along, and some places are real smooth and some places aren't. You would expect that on property. So the phone gets away from me. Like I said, it just kind of sits up on there's a little vent on top of it, and I can just kind of slide it in there, and it's safe, it's protected. Well, sure enough, it wiggled out, and it's got the big old otter case on it, and the phone goes, and I got Bluetooth headphones. Thank you, JBL. Thank you very much, JBL, one of the sponsors here at DeaconLive. They give us headphones and stuff that we use here in the studio. I use out on the property. Several different things. I got a couple of little JBL, little satellite speakers and stuff. They're great. Great product, JBL. And so the phone drops, and I don't realize it because I've got the Bluetooth headset on, and I don't, normally a cord would pull, and you're like, oh shit, the cord pulled on my ears, and you're trying to kind of spaghetti wind up the cord to grab the phone before it hits the ground. Oh, excuse me. But no, this thing just kind of wheeled its way out and came out of the charger, the little input in the bottom, hit the ground, and sure enough, I ran over the phone. I know. I freaked out. And I didn't realize I ran over it until the music stopped. It didn't stop, believe it or not. It didn't stop. So I ran over and then looked, and I just passed over it. So the blade must have been high enough, and the foam must have been heavy enough to where when it fell down in that little sweet spot where the blade was still cutting the grass, and the foam was heavy enough to not get sucked up by the blade. What got it was, as it's passing out of from underneath the deck's got a little wheel to keep the deck in check, as the, four little wheels on the sides of it and stuff, little caster wheels. The caster wheel kind of bounced it up and shot it into the blade, and OtterBox completely destroyed. Phone still intact, still playing, still hit the blades, turned the blades off, jumped off the thing. Of course, that would have shut everything down because I didn't put the parking brake on, and grabbed the phone, and I don't know what I did. I was so distraught, but the phone was still playing, but I had no screen whatsoever. So I'm looking at the phone. All right, maybe it's just a reset thing. Maybe it's a phone and rice thing. Maybe it's a plug it in, see if it'll reset itself, turn it off. No screen, no nothing. You could call it. It would ring. You couldn't see the screen. Nothing was broken. No glass. No nothing. Couldn't see anything. Meanwhile, the book online I was listening to, still playing in the background, and so I was like, oh crap. And sat up all for the rest of the day trying to figure out what we're going to do. And my wife was like, you know what? We have AT&T. We're done with them. We're going to get new phones. We're going to get new this and new that. And we've been with AT&T since I've known my wife. So this is 2007, 2006, 2007. We've always had AT&T phones. And we fell into that grandfather clause of having the phones for so long that we had unlimited everything with everything on it, and all the stuff. We had the TVs, got rid of the TV, the cable service, got rid of the AT&T cable service, and do you want it again, and all that. Anyway, so I'm sitting there now with this phone that I physically can't use the screen. So I kind of, put it out of its misery, took it outside, kind of set it down, unplugged or disconnected the Bluetooth from it, turn my headphones off and just kind of sat there and go, okay, now what do we do? And when we come back, I'll get into that a little bit more. And don't forget, I'm trying to keep you guys off of the whole Corona thing as much as possible. And I'm trying to give you just stories that are going on that you can either relate to or that you can enjoy listening to. Because, you guys are getting beat over the head with the whole coronavirus and everyone's at a pandemic scare. So I'm just trying to give you some insight, some little pick me up, feel good, or just kind of like a soap opera. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Proper Radio. I'll be right back.
You're listening to
It's like getting a boiling hot enema.
Deacon Live.
Deacon Live.
From an obese, sweaty, bald guy every day.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Give us a call anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time at the Queen City studio located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. I got a poll that we're going to take here in a little bit. I'm going to post that up here. She'll be up here in the next 24 hours. If you're listening to this podcast right away, which we appreciate it, make sure you subscribe and like and do all the stuff that you do when you listen to podcasts and on your podcatchers. Now, back to the phone. The phone, I had an old S6, Galaxy S6 laying around. No SIM card, no nothing in it. My wife said the old phone, the one that got broken, didn't have a SIM card in it. So I'm driving around with just a regular phone or the Galaxy that I have, using the Wi-Fi here at the French, driving around listening to the iHeartRadio. Thank you very much, iHeartRadio, for your support. And my neighbor goes, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, catching up. And I told him the whole story and stuff. He goes, what do you mean your phone doesn't have a SIM card in? They all have SIM cards. I'm like, no, it doesn't. He goes, bring me the old phone that you ran over with the lawnmower. Sure enough, I brought it over to him. He pops the little thing out, my little 32 gigabyte SD cards in there, and he goes, see that underneath there? And I go, yeah. He goes, that piece broke off. It's still in your phone. He taps it like a pack of cigarettes. The SIM card comes out of my old phone that I ran over the lawnmower. He pulls it out, sticks it in this other phone that I've had, just an old S6 laying around, plugs it in. He goes, what's your phone number? And, well, not what's my phone number, but I'm like, call me. So he calls me. He goes, and my phone goes, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And you can call me now, too, at 407-448-8800 at any time. Text me as well. So now I've got an outdated phone, but it works well. It works very well. I'm having a great time with it. And we were all ready to switch to T-Mobile. We were ready to, we're doing all these different plans. So my wife was just, not crazy, but she was just like, we're tired of everything. We're going to lower our payments. We're going to lower all the stuff to save money. And don't forget, a little bit later on, I'll tell you a little bit more about the Forward Academic Kids Education Act. That it's very important that you guys find out about what's going on with this act that the government, not necessarily Trump or anyone, but the government's getting ready to pass through, and it has to deal with kids going to school and their school grades and stuff of what's going to happen this year and on to next year. So stick around for that. So with this quarantine, a lot of us have had to give up a lot of things that we do on a normal basis, a daily, weekly, monthly, every bi-monthly, whatever those things are. And my wife, for one thing, she's a woman, of course. And what do most women do to make themselves very attractive? Even though my wife could do no wrong, she's always attractive to me. But her nails, she doesn't get her nails done. She types a lot. But her hair, she always gets her hair done, colored, depending on the season and stuff. And now that's gone out the window. So one of the things that she has, and it's no joke when you see it on Facebook, that girls be coming out of quarantine looking like this and looking like that. Now, one of the things that she does, now her hair itself looks very well, but of course her roots come out. And she always kids. She's like, I probably had gray hair since I was 21 years old. And some women can relate to that. They just have the genetics where their hair gets gray and stuff. And within, getting your hair done, the colors and stuff, within 4 to 5 weeks, you can start seeing your roots come out. So she bought one of those, I think L'Oreal makes it. It's the touch-up roots. Boy, you want to buy some stock in a company, buy that stock and dedicate all your money to the L'Oreal, the roots cover-up, or the whatever it's called, because I can't even tell. It's a spray, and it dyes your roots. It keeps it. She said for a couple of hair washings, if you wash your hair every other day, women, but she sprays it, and it's a L'Oreal, and you pick out what color, and she usually picks a dark color, and then kind of touches up her roots, and then she's got the blonde highlights and stuff. So she's been doing that. Me, normally I shave once every 5 days, 4 days, especially if I have to go out and meet a client for the DeaconLive podcast, or I have to go out and do social interaction with people, live event or something like that. I'll shave, but everyone's at home. I'm not going to the restaurants. I'm not going to the bars to do any, kind of press work or anything like that. I'm staying home. So what you're seeing here on the YouTube channel, and the way you find us is go to DeaconLive, all one word, under the tent, and you can see all that. My hair's gotten long. Normally I keep it like a, not a buzz cut, but that dirty bedhead look. But yeah, that's grown out. And my wife normally cuts it, but she's, at home working now. That's the last thing that she wants to do is cut my hair, especially on the weekends. So these are the things just the little things that we've given up here, or that we don't do on a daily basis now during this quarantine. Now, those of you out there that are hairstylists, hairdressers, that you're qualified, you've got an actual license from the state, your state is now, let me switch screens here. Be careful what state you live in, because they are cracking down and they will revoke. Now, all these videos and stuff that I play here, all the articles and stuff that I read, are you can watch them in real time. All you have to do is go to profitradio.com, click on the video section of the DeaconLive section. So here in Raleigh, North Carolina, residents are being urged by officials not to set up house calls for hairdressers, massage therapists during this stay-at-home order because of the coronavirus outbreak. Saying such arrangements would put providers at the both professional and health risks, which means they can fine you. Since salons and spas have closed, officials say that some providers have been offering or getting requests to make house calls. Providers will also make house calls, could lose their license, and face a misdemeanor charge. So if you're found out that you're a hairstylist or anyone that has to deal with the spa treatments and stuff, if you have any of that going on and the government finds out, now how's the government going to find it out? Well, Karen next door is going to call and say, there's a hair salon stuff going on at Debbie's house next door. I don't think this is right. They're going to, if you're a paranoid parent, if you got a paranoid, if I say paranoid, if you're a parent, protect the parent of your children, and they're, having a wang gang doodle over at the hair salon, Becky's hair salon next door, I wouldn't want that happening. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's a real funny thing, and I'll tell you a little history about the property that we bought here. Now, the property that we bought here, the house is, I think, just shy of 4,000 square feet, and part of it was built. The front part of the house was built as a hair studio. And it's funny because when we were looking at the house, she had, one of the barber's chairs in there. It was a woman, and she would do the little old ladies' hairs from church and stuff here on the French. Because we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's no hair salons around here. And women would come over and get their nails done. They would get their hair done. The guys would sit on the couch. I mean, it was a whole setup. If I can find a picture, I'll post it. But yeah, it was a whole setup. The sink is still here. The sink where you lean back and put your head in it. It's got the little dip in the sink so your neck can fit on it. Yeah, that's still in my wife's office. So we forget it's there, but it's there. The wife, which is now our theater room. It's now a perfect place for a theater. So that's what we've turned it into. It's her office in the front part, and then a theater room for us. But yeah, they used to do hair and nails right out of this location as well. So it's not uncommon for you to do house calls, but during this coronavirus thing, they're going to penalize you, I guess. Penalize you or fine you with a misdemeanor, so be careful out there. Now, one lady, she was just trying to get some stuff done, and I'm not saying all this to scare you, but I need to get this out of the way. All the stuff, you're stuck at home, and here on the French, we have cut the cord, what they call cut the cord. We've got all the streaming stuff. We have an internet. We have to have an internet. And we've got this big old broadband, whatever, that covers the whole property as far as the Wi-Fi connection. Now, this young mother here was just trying to get her service done for her while she's home. Now, she's got 2 children. A mom and dad of 2 infants are exposed to the COVID-19 by a Spectrum tech. A Charlotte mother was desperately trying to protect her twin baby boys, just learned that the whole entire family is exposed to the virus by a Spectrum technician. Now, that's, for those of you who don't know, Spectrum is the internet provider in this area. It's kind of like Time Warner or Bright House, if you remember Bright House, but, your network provider. That's the Spectrum. Spectrum is what we have here in the Carolinas. He told me the tech had been in our house and just tested positive for the coronavirus, and my heart just stopped. Betty said, the mother said she's been protecting them since they were born 26 weeks premature. She called Spectrum last week after her internet service. She called Spectrum last week to have her internet service. She said she asked the customer representative the steps the company would take to protect their customers from exposure to the COVID-19. They were taking this very seriously. They were pre-screening their employees, and all their employees were healthy, the customer service rep said. Well, guess what? She came in there 4 days later. The rep actually tested positive for the coronavirus, and they called her back and said, hey, we were calling everyone that was on his route and stuff, and just, you might want to get tested. Now, let's see. I don't know if they said... A statement from Spectrum says, we have confirmed that one of our Charlotte-based technicians has tested positive for the coronavirus. We immediately contacted customers recently serviced by this technician, as well as the technician's co-worker. We're communicating and make sure everyone's sick. Anyway, so anyways, the family was exposed. It doesn't say whether they've tested positive yet, but, just to have that feeling of someone being in your house, and you're trusting them. And she even said, to the service people, hey, what are you doing to make sure that all these people are being tested right? So I'm sure she's got some kind of, now if they get the coronavirus and something drastic happens, of course, yes, there's something legally that they can do. But as far as now, you really can't do or hold anyone accountable to that certain level. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I believe, I think it's done without malintention is, I guess, the word I was looking for. So we're going to take a little break and get back to the meat and potatoes of the show. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Oh my god, the valet guy farted in my car.
You're listening to
Oh, I hate that.
Deacon Live.
Deacon Live.
Deacon Live.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks and stuff. And the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio. And while you're there, there's going to be a poll up here just shortly as soon as I get into that topic. And you guys are going to flock over there and tell us what you think. And the way you do that is just go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. And while you're there, click on the Be Heard section. Let us know how you're getting through all this stay-at-home quarantine, and the way you do that is click on Be Heard, and it opens up a microphone on your tablet, whatever instrument you're listening to us, and you can just leave us a message, and it sends it straight via email. You can be anonymous. I don't care who you are. I just want to hear what you guys are doing. Good news, though, if you live in Ohio, gasoline's the lifeblood of today's automotives, with batteries taking over here shortly, but we're not moving around as much, and such is the case with one gasoline station in Cleveland, Ohio. So there's an excess of gasoline out there where the gasoline has actually reached 69 cents per gallon. That's in Iowa, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Speedy's Grub Shack. They are advertising right now 69 cents per gallon for gasoline. And so gasoline, I know here in the Carolinas, it's under $2. I think I paid $1.89 here locally. So, but they don't want you to go anywhere. They don't want you to do anything. But gasoline's, it's so sad that you've got to do that. They, they give with one hand and take away with the other. Hey, you guys need to stay home. Go ahead and drop all the prices of gasoline for under $2 a gallon. Now, I know people are trying to get out and do some stuff. A lot of people on the waterways of Florida, I went and put some of that gasoline in my boat with the ethanol that's in it. But, you get the idea. People want to get out and people want to do stuff. So gasoline's cheap, but, the sad part is we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. We can't go to hotels. You can find great deals on hotels, but no one wants to go. People want to go on family trips. You can't go. You don't want to go because you're afraid of just something as simple as the Spectrum technician guy walking in your house and all of a sudden, bam, you never know. You never know what his background is, his history is. Anyway, so there you go. Gas is under $1 in some areas. $1, Jesus. And stick around. We'll get into the new act as far as the education that Congress is getting ready to pass here by the end of this month. And that's the Forward Academic Kids Education Act, and that's coming up here with all the details and stuff. So stick around for that. It's going to be very important. You might not like it. It's talking about pushing kids into next year. So if you're a 10th grader now, you're going to be a 10th grader next year. So I'll get into all the details here in just one sec on that. One thing that you guys are doing, which is great, everyone's at home. Everyone's doing, cleaning out this and cleaning out that. You got the time. I saw a meme the other day where the guy had an old, like a fixer-upper, like a 67 Chevy or something like that in his garage. He's like, if I had more time, I could do it and finish. Here we are, week number 3, and the guy still hasn't touched it yet. He's like, so it's not the time, it's the effort, whatever the meme said. But, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people are doing. They're cleaning out their garages. They're cleaning out their closets. They're throwing away stuff. They're going through, I need to go through my friggin' pantry. I found an old can of some beefaroni in there. And so if you saw that on the Facebook page, everyone was making fun of me. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I found like from 2015. Some old hamburger helper that was in the very, very back. Now, I'm sure it's not bad, but 2015 it was in there. How often do I clean? So I got to clean out my pantry and get rid of all this stuff in there that's expired. But one thing that a lot of you that are doing, and I hope that everyone's doing okay with it, is because of the pandemic that's going on, the quarantine that's going on. Here's the poll that I want to get into. So my question is to you, now here at the French, because we live in a very, very urban, is it urban or rural? I forget. We live out in the friggin' country. So we don't have restaurants aplenty around us. Now, people that live in like metropolitan areas, or someone that has a little bit, or areas that have a little bit more foot traffic or vehicle traffic, $2 a gallon, are more likely to actually stop and get something to eat rather than buy groceries off the shelf and make something. Now, here at the French, about 85%, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that back. Probably 95 to 99% of the stuff that we eat here, that we eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is done here on the French. We cook it here, we meal prep, we do all that stuff, and it was always instilled with me. I never, growing up, we never went out to eat. My mom always had my mom or my uncle Jim, who used to live with us, he had a learning disability, but he could cook. My mom would set out the ingredients and he would cook. So we would always have hot meals at home. Now, I know families, different lifestyle, different strokes for different folks. A lot of families will eat out more than they do cooking at home, especially split households, where the kids are at one parent's house one day or one week and the kids are at another house another day. That's got to be weird. Speaking of the pandemic and the quarantine, that's got to be a weird situation. How do you handle that? That's another topic for another show. But my question is to you, and we're going to put up this poll. What is the percentage-wise as far as, is it more grocery shopping that you consume at home, or is it more food takeout, because curbside service that you bring home to eat. And the reason why I say this, now hold on before we all jump, I don't go out to eat, I don't go out to eat. The reason why I say this is because think of the mom and pop, not the chain restaurants. I'm not talking about going to Burger King. I'm not talking about going to the Buffalo Wild Wings, not going to Papa John's. I'm talking about the mom and pop establishments that are going through this crisis. Now, do you think about supporting them? Do you think about, hey, I always went down to the old watering hole down there and get a couple hot wings and a beer or something? Now, granted, you're not allowed to sit inside the building, but have you thought about those mom and pop restaurants, the diners, the knife and fork that's out there? Are you taking in account that maybe I should take a meal or two and show them my patriotism? No, my customers. I'm going to show up there and eat there. How about that one? I'm going to show up there and eat there and show them my support that, hey, these mom and pop businesses, if it wasn't for even like Luigi's, if it's not a chain restaurant, that's fine. You can do that. You can pick up a pizza from them. I'm talking about the main chains and stuff. So that's my question. That's my poll. I'm going to put a poll up on the Prophet Radio website, and you can click on that and just tell us, think about, how you consume your daily food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Are you going to change a little bit and say, well, you know what? I could go down to Mamma Mia's over there and have lunch because they've got a great Greek salad, and I'll bring it home. I see a lot of people taking takeout home, but it's like Longhorn Steakhouse. It's like all these other chain restaurants, and I'm like going, I know down the road there's probably a mom and pop place that can serve you, and your dollar would go farther at those restaurants. So I'm just throwing it out there, just putting it up there, just to see how you guys are feeling about it. Now, one place that refuses to close only because God told them you need to stay open is Hobby Lobby. And when we come back, I'll dive into that story here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Do you know what sucks about internet radio?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Prophet Radio.
This is the hour I like best.
How's your first day go so far?
Oh, we're doing okay. I was just, Kathy just made lunch. I was just going to start and eat.
Oh, what are you having?
What? She made ham sandwiches.
Oh, nice. What kind of ham? Hard-boiled or boiled, cooked?
It was dead, and she's looking and with cheese. But she puts a little bit of relish in it. And she puts Miracle Whip, and she gives.
Dan, stop! You've already ruined the sandwich. You put relish and Miracle Whip?
Yeah. Oh, just a tiny bit of it. She makes them taste awesome. So
I think you did a Freudian slip.
Yes, there I did.
407 448 8800.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Give us a call at the station anytime at 407-448-8800. Text live at any time in the Queen City studio located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. One thing I will like to ask... Oh, I'm looking at things here. One thing, I'm looking at a couple text messages that came in. Let's see. Hold on. Got it. One thing I would like to ask is all my friends on Facebook, I love each and every one of you. I've lost a couple because of my opinions. I've gotten rid of some people because of their rudeness and just they were abusing some other my people on my friends list, so I've gotten rid of them. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of harassment and stuff. But one thing I will ask for you guys, hey, do me a favor. When you're forwarding like videos and stuff, you can tag me all day long on the Facebook. I know, here I am, high and mighty. Don't send me it in instant message because there's so many viruses. Speaking of quarantine and stuff, I don't open the videos that are on the instant message, the IM that everyone sends, the messenger, because you don't know. You click on it and all of a sudden, boom, you got a virus on your phone, your tablet, or anything like that. If you guys want to send me anything, go to deacon@prophetradio.com. That's my email address. You can email me. You can send me videos. You can do all that stuff. That's deacon@prophetradio.com. And while you're there, you can hit Be Heard and tell us a story or two. Now, you guys, before I get into the Hobby Lobby thing, I was talking about you guys were cleaning out your closet and stuff. A little note for you guys out there. Oh, we'll take our old clothes to the church. We'll take our old clothes to Goodwill. Nope, don't do it. Don't take it to Goodwill. Don't take it to the Salvation Army and stuff, because they're not taking them. They're not taking any clothes or anything right now. So stop dropping them off at the here. There's a picture right here. If you're watching this on the video stream here, under the tent. Look at all this stuff that's piled up in front of the Goodwill. People are just dropping off. There's a Candyland game here, but just bags and bags of clothes. No one's going to go through them. No one's going to do anything to these clothes. They're going to sit out there in the rain. They're going to get ruined. But yeah, so stop doing that. Just hold on to them. I think coronavirus gets off of the... I told you this was going to be a coronavirus, so that's all I've been talking about, and I apologize. But I think it only lasts on clothes for so long. But I mean, still, stop leaving it there. Now, once you've cleaned everything out and you've got your workspace open, the first thing you go, I'm going to make this my craft room. I'm going to make this a room where I can do craft. Plus, you got all the kids at home and stuff. And you need to keep the little fingers, the little tykes busy. Hobby Lobby quietly reopens all its stores in at least 2 states, defying the coronavirus-related shutdowns and prompting police intervention. Hobby Lobby continues a mission to keep its doors open in the face of the coronavirus as an arts and craft realtor is quietly reopening all its doors state by state, no matter what about the stay-at-home policy. They said that we offer products and stuff to create the health mask and stuff. That's what they're saying. The government said that all craft stores, hold on, let me see where it says right here. Hobby Lobby is considered a craft and hobby store and is not one of the essential buildings that need to stay open. So they are shutting them down. But they're not telling anyone that they're staying open. Well, they're telling everyone that they're not closing. They're just staying open. Now, here's the thing. Well, why are they not listening to this? As of March 2020, that's us, Hobby Lobby has announced that stores will remain open in defiance of the lawfully executed stay-at-home or shelter-in-places by the order of the city, county, and state governments. Founder David Green, in a letter to his employees, said his decision was informed by a message from God bestowed upon his wife, Barbara Green. And that's basically says God told his wife, Barbara Green, you need to, where's the echo on my voice? Let me see if I can do it. It'd be awesome if I could. Let's do this. Turn this up. You need to keep all your locations open. But God, why should I do it? Because you are the backbone of the religious. You and Chick-fil-A are the only ones holding this nation alive. Well, what do you mean? We need to keep a... Yes, how else can we make popsicle crosses and macaroni nativity scenes without Hobby Lobby? Oh my God, okay, well, I guess we'll do that now. So there you go. That's what I don't know what the message says. But yeah, Hobby Lobby is refusing. What a stick in the mud they are, right? They're, shut the doors. Let's do what we're supposed to do in these trying times. Hobby Lobby. And don't forget, here in just 1 second, I'll get into the actual details. Speaking of state and court, Congress is working on this new Forward Academics Kids Education Act, which will send kids, if they're in like the 9th and 10th grade or even the elementary schools, they'll repeat next year. And I'll get into all the details of what actually has to happen with that. So I'll get into that here in just 1 sec. Now, Goodwill is closing or is closed. Stop leaving your shit out front. One thing that we are going to do, people are, I was talking about the food and people are cooking at home and they're looking at all these different ways to make meals all the time because now they have to cook, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, and they're trying to look for ideas and stuff. My wife excuse me, my wife, she's on that Tasty app now because of, her being home all the time now. And I'm trying to, coordinate dinner with lunch and breakfast. And what are we having for the next day? I'm getting ready to, we had some eggplants that we cooked them and then flash froze them. So we're getting ready to make an eggplant lasagna. So those are cooling off and sweating out. Oh, excuse me. Are sweating off here, so I'll be making that here as soon as I get off the air. I'll let you know how it is. But some people, they're running out of ideas of what to do. So with that comes all these different creations of what's out there. Now, here's one creation. I don't know if we need it or don't need it. Let me close this out. As of 18 minutes ago, the new Mountain Dew Doritos. That's right. PepsiCo just announced and created a Mountain Dew flavored Dorito. Now, I'm a big Cool Ranch Dorito guy. I like having Cool Ranches. When I was playing the Sonic the Hedgehog, haven't seen the movie yet, but playing Sonic the Hedgehog, we get so freaking high and eat Cool Ranch Doritos and then down it with Mountain Dew. There was a good combination there. I guess someone thought that making Mountain Dew flavored Doritos was good. Now, according to one person that tried them, said it tasted like, quote, citrus lime detergent. So if you're a big fan of citrus lime detergent, you should look out or go look for these. Unfortunately, right now they're only located in Australia, but if the numbers grow, they might be making their way and dumping, making their way here to the United States. And until then, you might have to dump some Mountain Dew on top of some old nachos or something that you got sitting around the house. Now, here's something I knew. You can make a cheesecake. Are you a cheesecake fan? I like a good cheesecake, but it's got to be just plain. I don't like all the different mixtures and different makes and stuff of cheesecake. Now, this is this week in Mountain Dew, and of course, someone has figured out how to make a Mountain Dew cheesecake. So if you're watching this on the video, and the way you do that is go DeaconLive, click on the video section of this podcast. So here you go.
Hey everyone, it's James from Fun Foods, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Mountain Dew cheesecake. Now this video was a request video, so thank you so much to all the people who requested I make this. So for right now, keep watching and I'll show you step by step how to make this. The first thing we need to do is make our Mountain Dew flavored syrup, and to do that I have a medium pot here, and I'm going to add to that 2 cups of sugar, a half a cup of light corn syrup.
Excuse me.
And 1 cup of Mountain Dew soda.
All right.
Now just take this over to the stove. We want to heat this up until all that sugar has dissolved, and then we want to bring it up to a temperature of 230 degrees Fahrenheit.
This guy who's doing this video looks high as hell. So he's stirring it up and stuff. There you go.
All right, so at this stage, most of our sugar has dissolved, and it's...
So you did sugar, corn syrup, and Mountain Dew. So it's like sugar on the... Why didn't you just do... What was that? I was just watching the episode of the Office the other day, and Michael Scott's sitting there with a can of Diet Coke, and he's talking to someone, and he's adding sugar to it like he's adding it to his coffee. And it just caught me, because we're rewatching The Office, and it caught me out of the corner of my eye. I go, is he adding sugar to his diet soda? It's the same thing.
At a rapid boil right now, so we're just going to leave it sit and let it get up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit.
He puts a temperature in there.
Okay, so when it's reached 230 degrees Fahrenheit, turn off your heat. You can remove your candy thermometer now.
Thank you.
And we just want to let this sit until it reaches room temperature.
All right.
For the next step, we're going to make our crust. And to do that, I'm just going to go the traditional route and use graham crackers. Now, we want to start with a 9-inch springform pan. That's one that opens up.
All right, I'll post the rest of this video. So he's making a cheesecake, but that's how he gets the syrup and stuff. And I got to write that on here. I got to put the show. What's your name again? Video. Mountain Dew cheesecake video. And I got to post that on the DeaconLive section. There you go. You hear me writing, so you know I'm doing it. Oh, so with all this fattening food, the Doritos and the the Mountain Dew Doritos and the Mountain Dew cheesecake. The one thing that we're missing out on, and I did it today, I went for a walk. I go for a 3-mile walk. I can't do it. I can't walk on concrete. Like, I can't walk. I do a walk like on a treadmill. I can walk on a treadmill all day long, but I can't walk on concrete like I used to. My knees from playing basketball, playing with the Magic. That's a long story. Orlando Magic. That's a long story. I can't run on concrete anymore. My knees swell up. My legs swell up. But now that's the only choice I have because there's no gym open anymore. So everyone's doing that at-home gym. They're doing the at-home working out or walking around. Now, if you're a big fan, I'm a big fan because I love Planet Fitness. I love Planet Fitness. Right now, every day, they've got a personal trainer on YouTube, and it's a time set thing. And join us on Facebook Live every day. Another exciting workout from home. Oh, I'm messing this all up. All right, let me read this a little bit more, and I'll get back with the details. Stick around. I'll be right back.
You're listening to
God, I am so freaking classy.
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
I get myself aroused sometimes.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back to DeaconLive. You can give us a call anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time in the Queen City studio located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And make sure you follow us on all our social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. Now, for those of you who are stuck at home, your workout schedule is a little bit different than even if you had a workout schedule. I'm seeing all these videos, these sped up, the time-lapse videos of all these people working out. Well, that's great. You're working out, but I can't do anything. So I go on walks. I can't walk on concrete very long, but I do. I do about 3 miles up and down hill both ways in the snow. And I come home and I feel it. I feel it on my knees. I feel it on my ankles and stuff. Now, I'm a member of Planet Fitness, and I know that they offer personal trainers on certain times during the week and certain times while you're there in the building, the brick and mortar store. Now, because Planet Fitness, they're closed. They're following the rules, not like Hobby Lobby. So they're not allowing anyone in. They've shut their doors until this whole thing blows over. Now, one thing that they have done, it's very, very smart. I don't know who's making money on this, but whoever is doing it should be promoted to at least secondary assistant manager somewhere. I don't know. But what they've done is they've created all these online classes. And when I say online classes, they do them live. I don't know if you have to be a member or not. Right now, I'm looking at the thing. It says right now, we have prepared a workout for anyone that can do this. It doesn't require any equipment, so tune in, get moving, and have fun. No equipment needed. Classes are 20 minutes or less, and they have a Facebook Live feed. Can't join? No problem. All of our home work-ins are posted on YouTube, so you can access them at any time. Now, here's one that just happened today. So there you go. If you can't join them live, I guess they're trying to twist their way into that Peloton thing where you do it live, and I guess you could chat. I don't know if you could chat and do the thing at the same time when you do Facebook Live. That'd be kind of cool. But they are doing, thank you. They are doing all the videos that they have, they're posting them on YouTube. So let's see. This is the United We Move. All right. So here's a video that was actually posted today. So here you go.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to this morning's Home Work-In. I'm Renee Gray, and I am joining the movement from Wixom, Michigan.
So it's not workout, it's a work-in, and that's what they're calling it, Home Work-Ins from Planet Fitness. United We Move.
I want to give a shout-out to everybody worldwide who is able to tune in to this Home Work-In and get it done with us. And I also want to remind everybody that if you are posting and sharing your home work-in videos and pictures, make sure not to forget hashtag United We Move. All righty. So let's start moving. Our workout is going to be a strength circuit. The work to rest ratio is going to be 30 seconds to 30 seconds. So that means 30 seconds of strength training, to 30 seconds of active rest.
And this is she's a trainer for Planet Fitness. Her name's Renee Gray, and so she's doing this thing. She's got over 1,000 some odd views, so people are doing it. And this is just as of today.
Or knee lift, and then we have low impact jumping jacks.
And if you're looking down below in the actual description, this workout will exercise all the major muscle groups, including glutes, back, chest, and more. And then it says 30 seconds of this, 30 seconds of that. It gives you the actual thing, and makes you Facebook Live every day, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there you go.
Just keep moving. Just keep marching in place, even if you have like a dance stuff.
And she's doing it right in the middle of her apartment. So
let's go. All right, you guys, 2 more seconds.
She's got weights and stuff, but it looks like some old like soup cans or soup bottles or something that she's using for weights. Actually, they kind of look like wine bottles, so I didn't want to say that, but
keep moving. This is amazing. What? Tiffany from Indiana. Way to go, Hoosiers. I'm partially Hoosier.
So people, I guess, are chatting.
Moving, guys, keep moving. We got about 13 seconds. These active rests are good for keeping the heart rate up in between our strength training exercises. So remember, you can do the low impact jack or march.
So there you go. I mean, Planet Fitness is doing this live every day at 7 p.m. Facebook Live. So make sure you like them on Facebook, and you can see these videos. And then if you miss it, then go to their YouTube channel. And it looked like, oh Christ, I zipped it out. Let's see it. The actual video, the whole video for this thing, yeah, they're 20 minutes long. Every 20 minutes, 12 seconds, 27 minutes, 27 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, there's numerous of them up here. 4,000 views, 2,000 views. So there you go. Planet Fitness at Home with over 43,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. And while you're at YouTube, go over and click on DeaconLive, all one word, and subscribe to us as well while you're on YouTube. We'd like that. We appreciate that as well. So you ready for the bad news? You ready for the bad news, guys? So the government has come up with this new program called the Forward Academics Kids Education Act. And what that means is they're actually going to hold back kids no matter what grade you're in, and they're going to make everyone repeat those grades next year. If you don't repeat those grades next year, you will fail. They will actually send you back no, they're not sending you back 2 more grades. But yeah, they're making everyone. So if you're a freshman this year and you didn't finish school, well, guess what? Next year you're going to be a freshman again. So you get twice as much punishment, twice as much pain. And you're a senior, guess what? You didn't get to go to prom? Well, maybe next year, because you're going to repeat your senior year again next year. By the way, April Fools! April Fools! Sorry, I know. You know, no one can pull off a good April Fool's joke anymore. The Facebook is full of, yeah, they're not doing that, kids. Come on, they're working out the best you can. Your parents are doing great, trying to get you kids educated, online courses and stuff. But yeah, parents are like going, well, shit. If they're repeating these classes next year, why the hell am I teaching them now? I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's April Fools. One thing I noticed on the Facebook feed, the April Fools is so exhausted on Facebook. You know, with the pregnancy thing, or I won $25,000 and all that stuff. There hasn't been a really, really good one. It's harmless. That's completely harmless. So you can tell your kids, even if you can use this whole week, this whole month for April Fools. I told my wife that, and she's like, "Oh my God, that makes total sense," because her 2 nephews are teachers in school up in the Long Island area, and her dad, of course, is a retired or was a retired school teacher for over 30 some odd years. So she's like, that totally makes sense. And I'm like, well, nope, kidding, just making fun of that. And that happened the other day. So I figured I'd use that for my April Fool's joke, since we're doing this on April 1st. I'm sorry, but I just had to throw it out there. Some people, need a little bit of laugh, a little bit of fun, and in this troubled time that we're going through right now. And one more thing, we'll get into something that you guys can do as a family when you're all together late at night. in the next day or two. Stick around, I'll get into that, and I'll let you get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks and stuff. And the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com and click on the Deacon Live section. You can hear all these podcasts first run. Make sure you subscribe to us on all your podcatchers as well. Take us with you. We're available on your smart TV. So if your smart TV allows apps, go to iHeartRadio, click on Deacon Live, all one word, and you can catch us and play us while you're cleaning the house, cleaning out your closets, and doing crafts with the kids. One thing I do want to say before I let you go, I know all you parents are having a hard time out there. I know all you people that are out of work, people that have to stay home. We'll get through all this together, believe me. The only way we can do it is with a positive message and positive attitude. Please don't get out of control. I've seen right now, just in my old stomping ground, houses are getting broken into, which makes no sense because everyone's at home. Just be careful out there. Treat one as you would like to be treated. What is that? The golden rule. And for all your parents out there, I know that you're at home with your kids. The kids are they're going to be the ones that are going to take away the most from this. We as adults, we've been through so much that they haven't even experienced yet. So make sure that your kids are getting the best out of this, and think of them. Think of the children. You know, you always hear say, think of the children. But for the most part, I mean, think about it. Your kids, when we are long and gone, they're going to remember the steps that you took to make sure that they were okay, and the things that they do reflect on the way the country and the way we treat each other in the future. That's my little message there. One more little light thing before I let you go. As of, if you're watching this on let me switch screens one more time. The moon, Venus, and Jupiter will align to form a smiley face this May. This rare celestial phenomenon actually occurs a number of times in recent history, but the rareness in this phenomenon comes in how hard it is to be spotted. This event is called an occultation, OCCULTATION. What happens, when one passes in front of another and blah, blah, blah. Last time it happened was over Asia in 2007, December 2008, over Australia. North America, last time it happened here was 2012. So right now, in May, we are going to see May 16th. Do me a favor, set your alarm clocks, make a note on the calendar, write something on the kids' erase board. The next one is set to occur over North America, May 16th, 2020. And if you want to see what it looks like, watch the video here on the Deacon Live Under the Tent. And this person's zooming in. Blow this up a little bit for you. Zooming in. So you've got the crescent moon as the mouth. And then you've got the two planets. You see one little planet there. So the other planet's very faint. I guess the camera can't pick it up. But it actually makes a smiley face with the two planets glowing in the sky and the moon as the mouth. So there you go. That's going to happen on May 16th, 2020. By the way, I hope you were following me with the whole forward academics kids education. If you would have made an acronym for that, that would have been fake. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Had a little fun. We had a little fun with you. I hope you guys had some fun with us. I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. On behalf of everyone that has sent me articles and sent me videos, if you need to send me an article or video for the show, email me at deacon@prophetradio.com. Don't go through the messenger thing. I won't read them. Make sure you email me, deacon@prophetradio.com, and I'll read them. I'll post them on the podcast here, and we'll talk about it here on the show. On behalf of all of you guys, thank you very much. I'll let you get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night, and good night.
Oh, no. Wait.
Bye, everybody.
The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.